Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, we're at the end of the 21-22 season, our FC Metz Kit Quest career mode. So we're going to kind of recap the season, how we did in the Ligue 1 and then the French Cup, because those are the only two competitions we were in, and kind of how transfers and like board goals and kind of player stats and all that good stuff as per usual. So let's kind of, I guess, get right into it with the kind of how we did in the various competitions. So we'll start the League On, the bigger competition. As you see here, our initial goal was to avoid the drop as IRL FC Metz went down in the 21-22 season with they finished 19th with 31 points, 6 wins, 13 draws, a lot of draws, and 19 losses. But as you can see here, the sim engine was very kind to us, kind of once again here, and we were able to do much more than like I thought. So I was kind of assuming kind of based on that, it was kind of be like a Burnley one where we were kind of like in and around the drop zone for most of the season, then like make a late push to like kind of stay up. But we were like, as you can see here, we were in second, still like a ways behind. Was that like 17 points behind PSG in first? But still a very kind of respectable season, finishing second, so technically qualifying for the Champions League and all that good stuff, which is pretty impressive. But from considering like our squad and all that stuff, but the sim engine really liked us for whatever reason. So I guess it's also because a lot of these teams are like very like kind of like similar-ish, like in like kind of overall. So it's kind of like coin flip. A lot of times, like in obviously this season, Mets kind of lost a lot of their matches, but in this kind of career mode, we were able to kind of flip those because a lot of them are like a lot of them are tight matches, like here we go, like 1-2s, 3-2s, like yeah. There were some like batterings in there, but a lot of like close matches. So it was kind of like flipped from losses to wins or to draws. So we were able to kind of do a lot more than step, finish second, which is pretty good. And the other competition we were in was the French Cup. So that's kind of go back to I think when we started in the round of 32, not the round of 64, which I think we technically are supposed to start in, but I guess because there's probably not enough teams in the game to do that. So we start in the round of 32, where we got matched up against second division side, I'm assuming, POW FC. Oh, no, screen. There we are. So that one, oh, because oh, sorry. Yeah, so the whole thing is, as I was kind of saying, that season, Mets got knocked out in the round of 64 of the Cup against Bergerac Perigord FC on pens. So kind of all these ones I kind of was able to now. I kind of should be able to do multi-season non-English ones better because I did find a website that kind of had last 5 match information, at least for FC Metz against a lot of these other French clubs. So I'm hoping it'll work for me for other leagues in the future. So that'll be exciting. But so I was able to kind of find that information, do the whole like last 5 matches, and chuck it in the randomizer and see what it spat out. So for round of 32, at second division side we got play. So we won 3-2, so it was a tight match with goals from Danley, Traore, and Yade. To win the match, man of the match was Boubacar Traore, our midfielder. Pretty sure I put up a pre-rotated side because we were a second division team. Round of 16. So we got matched up against kind of AS Saint Etienne, who I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they finished where we did. Like we're kind of close finish, but 19th. They got relegated on 36 points, so they're kind of decided kind of around where we're supposed to be. So we won 1-0. We got play, and there's a goal from De Preville, and our kind of goalkeeper stood tall that day. We faced 11 shots. I'm not sure how many of those were on target, but yeah, Marc Aurel Calliard, our backup keeper, had himself a game that game, and we won 1-0. Quarterfinals, we got a matchup against FC Nantes. Kind of once again, chucked it into the randomizer and we got draw. So that meant kind of let things play out and then hop in to try and tie the game if we went down, but we never did go down in the match. We won 2-0 with goals from our 2 backup strikers, Joseph and Yade, with Lenny Joseph being man of the match in that one. And semifinals, we got matched kind of with the small fish against kind of some of the bigger boys in French football here. You see, we got Marseille, Nice, and Lyon, some bigger clubs in France, and they got us. But you see, we were able to triumph in the semifinals. And that was pretty sure that was a sim. When I checked in the randomizer, yeah, it was a simulated match. So I kind of like, I think by that time we were kind of like, because the way I guess their cup works, like the match, I was like in between match weeks 37 and 38, so we were kind of already like up, and like I don't think we were like finishing like second versus like third or fourth didn't really matter. So I kind of rotated like in the league and then put out our strongest lineup for this cup matchup and simulated it as it said, and we got 1-2-1 here with goals from Niane and Didier Lamkelze, who was man of the match. And then in the final, you see basically scores we got matched up against OGC Nice, where Spurs legend Tanguy Ndombele is currently playing in this year. As you can see here, this is going to be another one and done kit quest. Kind of surprising. I was really shocked honestly with this one. But yeah, it's a one and done kit quest. See here, we beat OGC Nice 2-0 in the final. That one I was checked in the randoms where I got sim, so I kind of instead using the quick sim like I usually did, like I did with the semifinal. I had to like kind of do the slower one, and then like if hopefully we won, which we did, I was able to hop in and get the footage of like the trophy presentation, all that good stuff, which you'll kind of see at the end of the episode. But yeah, so we got 2-0 win, goals from our right wing backs, Santonze and Ibrahima Niane, one of our kind of two starting strikers, and Niane was man of the match in the match. It was honestly a pretty close one. It could have gone really either way because I think we scored pretty early with Santonze, went up 1-0, and then not long after, like still in the first half, we conceded a penalty. And I was like, Jesus, we're probably gonna go. That's probably like the beginning of the end. They're probably gonna like dispatch the penalty, tie the game, and then kind of go on and beat us. But then I can't because it's like little dots and like whatever. Can't really like tell exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure he either hit the post. The Nice player either hit the post or like really missed the net. So we were able to like survive that scare, and then kind of with that kind of probably confidence boost, our little circles on the screen were able to kind of hold on and get the second goal and go on to win the cup. So we won the French Cup here in this first season, a little bit of a Cinderella run. So this is a pretty excellent season considering that IRL Metz got relegated, then lost in the round of 64 of the cup. So yeah, that's kind of the season recap. So yeah, this is going to be another one season wonder. So next series, kind of touch on that now. Probably touch on it again at the end. But I'm not really sure what it's going to be yet. We're kind of back in that phase where I don't really know. But yeah, so that's kind of the standings and stuff. So I guess the next thing to hit on probably be transfers, I guess. Which we didn't really do too much in the transfer market. Oh, is this like, there we go. I gotta go old to new. So in terms of incomings, I think we literally only had two, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to like my little success, like, there we go, here we go. Yeah, the first one obviously was to make Pape Sarr's kind of loan a permanent thing. And sign him from Spurs for 5.5 million euros, which is like most of our budget at the time. And so we signed him, signed him to like a nice long contract. And then kind of to recoup those funds and whatnot, did a lot of selling players in the last year of their deals. So Opa Noet here went to Lyon. Farid Boulaya, I'm gonna guess is how you pronounce that. Went to Club Bruges for like was that almost 5 million euros. John Armel Canabiec went to OH Leuven for a little over $1 million. Then I kind of because he went out, our only other incoming was another young center back because he's a young French center back who Soumalia Koulibaly, who because he came in when he was I guess he was 17 when he came in. Now he's 18. He would kind of count as club trained for us if the series kept going. So that's why I was able to bring him. He's also kind of French, so he fit in that kind of part of the team as well. From Dortmund for 1.1 million euros to be our kind of backup left side center back. He's a left footer. So that was kind of the only other incoming. And then we had Thomas Delane to Leeds for almost 3 million. Vincent Payot to Mallorca for almost 2 million. What is this? One of our goalies on loan to Copenhagen. Another loan to Leeds. And then a loan for a kind of other backup keeper in the January window to Santa Clara. And then last one was kind of letting this guy see like I only think I had like one offer for him like towards the end of the summer window, and then like we couldn't agree on a price, so then no one else came in for him. He's on the last year of his deal. I didn't really want to re-up, so I was like, yeah, also I'm going to free to Club Bruges. That's fine with me. So that was our transfer business. Yes, our total expenses was 6.6 million. And then we sold, got a 13.45, so around 7 million profit, which is pretty decent for a small club like this. Which is kind of why we were able to do pretty well. Kind of do well with the board objectives and stuff, which we'll kind of get into now. I think that's going to be in the office section here, yeah. See, we have 94%. So the youth development one obviously was like a youth kind of like have them play, so that's not going to happen. So 2 season ones doesn't really matter. The brand exposure was to get 10 clean sheets, which is what I was not confident in at all going into the season. As you can see, we kind of just got it over the line with 13 clean sheets, because I guess this probably also wasn't just in the league, so we got some clean sheets in the cup and whatnot, which kind of helped us out there. Financially, it was reduced player wages by 30,000 euros a week, which we were kind of able to do by selling off 5 players and sending some of their players out on loan. So we kind of were able to, and despite by bringing in a couple of players, it ended up balancing out. And the long-term one was make an 8 million euro profit from youth player sales, which we obviously didn't really get to do because I was kind of signing a lot of youth players, assuming we were going to do a longer season, multiple season one, so I didn't really get to sell any of them yet. But we probably would have been able to complete that one without any problems. And continental success, obviously there was nothing. So domestic success was avoid relegation, reach round of 16, which we did well more than both of those by finishing second in the league and winning the cup, which was pretty exciting stuff. So then I guess the last thing here to wrap up would be looking kind of at squad statistics and stuff. So looking at the stats here, yeah, so here's our main kind of goalkeeper here, had a pretty good season. His, was it 8 clean sheets in the league, I think was first or second. It was, yeah, first, because he also so with 8 clean sheets in his 32 matches in the league, so that was pretty impressive. 2 wingbacks kind of doing well, left wingbacks doing well. But our center back, yeah, big ones are towards the end of the season. I think it might have been in the cup semifinal, question mark, or kind of club captain, and kind of starting center back Dylan Braun got knocked out with a big injury. So Koulibaly was able to kind of step up in the last couple, that was final of the cup and stuff, and play well, which was nice. So there he has 15 appearances. A lot of those kind of came towards the end of the season after Braun got injured, and then kind of starting pretty much every cup game. Right wing back, whose only goal was the cup winner, the cup final, which is pretty nice. Kind of his backup here. So here's one of the youth players I was planning on kind of selling to kind of fit that goal. Here's this guy, because he then kind of had to fit in as backup, in those kind of league matches I rotated for, right around the cup final. He was leaving on a free. And kind of our 6 in our kind of midfield 3, because I did there was the tactics. I didn't really mention it all because I couldn't really find anything on the coach from this side from their season. They went down and stuff. So I kind of just went with the default tactics in the game, which were kind of they clearly had EA guys tries at least a little bit to kind of have things fit, because there were some it wasn't just everything was default. There were some changes and stuff to some of them. So yes, we had kind of our 6 in our midfield 3 here, were these 2 guys here. Kind of our 8 was Traore, and then Pape Sarr here, who had a pretty decent season, 34 appearances in league, 2 goals, 3 assists, 2 yellow cards. And in the cup, he played pretty much every match as well, looks like, with 1 assist, which I'm guessing that might have been in the sim match against Lyon or in the cup final, because I don't remember having an assist with him in the cup otherwise. Let's see, I'm just checking my spreadsheet here. Yeah. So it must have been in one of the simulated matches, either against kind of the quarter semis or the finals. He must have had an assist, which is nice. And guys, this chap here was one of our kind of quote unquote 10s, even though they're all just center mids. He was on the right hand side of our midfield 3, Sarr, Traore on the left, and then the 6 obviously was in the center. And most of our cams were here on loan, so we had to use kind of one of our strikers here, Didier Lamkelze, as our starting 10. He had a good season, chipping in with 12 goals, 4 assists. Here's kind of backup strikers, Yade, Joseph Ichet, Yadahede kind of was more of our target man striker, so you kind of hold the ball up, kind of try to finish the chances that he would get from Joseph here, because he like him and he was on the right side of our like front two, was kind of more of a false nine, so he'd drop deep, get the ball, kind of play in his runner behind. So kind of the equivalent in the starters was Niane here, 21 goals, 8 assists, was the target man most games, and then as you can see here with his 18 assists in the league, which was, I'm pretty sure, first or tied for first with like Messi. He's tied for first with Messi for assists. Nicolas Depreville here with 18. And he did in less games played than Messi, which is pretty impressive too. And then his goals, which was 20, was tied for second with Messi. Neymar had 23 goals, which is kind of won the Golden Boot in the French league. But this guy was basically on par with Messi, which is kind of incredible. His stats with 20 goals, 18 assists in the league. And then, hold on. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. But kind of 20 goals, 18 assists in the league, and then chipping in a little bit in the cup as well. So this guy was on fire. But yeah, kind of with that, I think there's not really much else to do. We've kind of recapped our season here, where we very much exceeded expectations by finishing second in the league and winning the cup. And by winning the cup, this is a kind of a one and done Kit Quest career mode, which is a little unfortunate because I had figured out part of the way through like where to find like the last 5 match information. But now that I have that kind of knowledge in my brain here, I can use it more effectively in kind of future ones that are non-English clubs. So hopefully, like, my hope is always trying to hopefully win a trophy first year, because that means like we were successful. But if they do go on for multiple seasons, I'll be able to kind of do that a lot more easily now, which is nice. But yeah, so we had a good season. Sarr had a good season, and so it's another successful Kit Quest career mode. What's next? Not really sure. It's probably another Kit Quest or a Jersey Quest kind of career mode or franchise mode, but it might not be. It might be something else, which would be kind of fun and exciting. If it is that, which I kind of know what it is, but if like it isn't actually next, I don't want to say it when it actually isn't next. But it'll be an exciting one. But yeah, so thank you to anyone who watched this episode and kind of the intro episode in the series, and I hope you kind of check out whatever series is next on the channel, no matter what it ends up being. Thank you.
A story of one side celebrating and the other distraught. Memories are being made.
Well, just look at those scenes down there, Derek. What a contrast in emotions. Brilliant for the winners, despair for the losers. But overall, the right team won today.
Yeah, you can see what it means to this tight-knit team. Real solidarity.
Well, this is special for everybody at the club. What a great moment for any young player. And this is what you dream about when you start playing football. When you're playing in the playground, you want to win a cup. Brilliant moment.
Yes, a special moment in the career of any footballer. And now for the trophy lift itself. The cup winners.
Well, you can just see what it means to those players and the manager. That's fantastic stuff.
There's always the element of chance in a cup competition, but my goodness, they've taken the rough with the smooth, and now they savour the moment. Full marks to the entire team, and now they get the chance to exhale and enjoy.
They've been brilliant in this competition, and so have the fans. They've really got behind their team. They've played a big part in this win. Just look at those faces in the crowd. Great stuff.
Really a match made in heaven between players and fans. And these celebrations are going to continue for quite some time. And now the players get to relax a bit and enjoy having the pictures taken.
Well, these photos will be cherished for years to come, won't they? Certainly ones to show the grandchildren.